Uno momento. Ting ting, okay. Looks like we are good. Alrighty. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Let me go ahead and turn off the music here. Alright. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and pull up the stocks in play here. All right, we're doing a new strategy today, folks. It is time. The last several days, I've been hard at work in the experimentation room. Let's see if it pays off. Yeah, RIME, nothing too crazy here. It's got some good volume that's come in, but relative to this move, it does look a little bit slower. So I'm not really pushing for too much there. Let's see, GDZG had a nice move yesterday, but again, kind of on the backside, potentially. Yeah, also slow. I mean, we got a new strategy, but we'll see whether or not we can even test it or not. MGRT, very nice move towards the evening, but yeah, basically gave it all back. So I'm going to do a lot of checking today with shelf registration, not shelf registration, with borrow fees, right? So I haven't set it up to document it yet. I'm going to do that for the following trading day, Tuesday. But my understanding is, like, if I click this and I click short, it shouldn't ever just short. Okay, yeah, there are insufficient shares of the stock to borrow. Right. Okay, so it's really going to depend on what the inventory is looking like for Webull. Like, there's none to borrow for this. Very interesting pattern, too, with this uptrend on the daily. I suppose I can just go through here and check all of them, see if anything lets me be available to short it. Granted, all of these stocks are stocks that appear to have already made a move, so the borrow fees may be inherently harder on all of them. Okay, so JTZG is allowing it. And I'm probably never going to click the don't remind me again thing. And I'm just going to go through all of these on the gap scanner. Just out of a general context, which of these am I even able to short? Okay. And also, what are their ranges, right? Because I've seen some crazy short ranges. Good morning, Alex. I've seen some crazy short ranges, upwards of like 900% borrow fees. Yeah. RIME. Yeah, 27%. All of these are like 1 penny too. I mean, okay, so it's the share size, right? Oh no, that's 50 shares. All right. MGRT. This was the one that didn't work right. And there's just none. Yeah, okay. All right. So we're 0, or we're 3 good, 1 bad, but the bad one was one that's a Chinese. It looks like a Chinese stock. I can confirm real quick. Yeah, Hong Kong. Okay. So yeah, this one's a Chinese stock. That's naturally going to be harder to short. It will be worth checking to see if it's a general trend, if just foreign stocks are more difficult to short, or if it just is the context of this, right? Given that this thing has made such a crazy move, it would make more sense. It would have more short attention. Certainly. If anything, just the locates being gone. But yeah, it's a slow day. It's looking, I mean, it was really bad yesterday. I ended up leaving early yesterday. And I'll be honest, it's not good today either. So the big thing about yesterday that made it really bad in my eyes, like we did have a couple stocks that were coming up on the scanners, but every single one of them just rolled over. And they didn't just roll over, but they ended up going red. They were selling off. So that's really not what you want to see, especially in a slower market. That tells me that not only are people not willing to engage, but shorts are very, very confident right now. So that is significant headwinds to keep out for. And got Zendu pulled up here. I do have my configured spreadsheet as well. So these are all the metrics I'm going to be tracking. If there's new metrics that I need to track, then I can adjust as needed. I highly suspect that I will need to add or change certain criteria. But yeah, we will see. To start off, just to be transparent, because this is me testing a strategy, it is going to be in a live account, but we're only doing 1 share for the first week or 2, just to get data. So no real risk going to be associated with these trades. It's mostly just for learning the system, getting used to the process, and also assessing if Webull even has good short locates in general. Right? If they don't, then I'm going to have to go somewhere else. This is quite sad. I'm hoping, no, good morning, Duvin. I'm hoping that we at least get something to have me test this on, because even if I have a new strategy, if nothing moves, if there's no volatility, there's no action to get. So realistically, I'd want 1 week worth of data from actual data, not just 1 week of trading, because in this context, trading might just be sitting around just waiting for the market to open. Yeah, dead market, right? What a perfect time. What a perfect time to start a new strategy, right? Let's just start a new strategy at the coldest, most dead moment of the market cycle. This is peak time to learn a new strategy. How sad. I'm honestly surprised Ross even made money yesterday. Like I genuinely, I mean, I don't know. No, he took 1 trade, I think, right before market open. Like, I think there was something moving then. Yeah, I'm gonna need to build a calculator too. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I guess I can work on it right now since there's nothing really moving at the moment. Let's see, what would I want to do it at? Probably down here, actually. This is probably the best spot to do it. Yeah, we'll do it here. Probably like this space. I'll do a purple. Maybe a purple. Good morning, Quantex. All right, so... No. Not really what you'd want to see on a trading stream, but there's nothing really more for me to do at the moment, and since I do need to make this calculator, might as well do it while we're having some downtime. Okay. Okay, so we have a basic calculator now, so we can just put in a price, and this will calculate percentages for us. What else do I need? I mean, this should be good enough for now. Yeah, I might also need some retracement levels. Friday the 13th. Yeah, spooky. Spooky. I am 1000%. This is mostly because larger players' algos don't put liquidity into the overall market at the moment. So we're getting none that trickle down to affect SCs. I didn't know you were doing a challenge. That's awesome. Good luck. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it was intended to be one, and I mean, it still is to an extent, but like, not going to say the challenge failed because I mean, it's basically slightly profitable. Like, in the other account, it's down like $10 or something, but after the premium interest, it's actually still positive. But like, it's nothing anything notable, right? Like, being gross positive or being net profitable isn't really, I guess, a win whenever the win is so small. Like, if you're up only like $10 in 2 months, is that really a win? And in a practical sense, maybe in a process focused approach, it's a win, but in an actual practical, did this change my life kind of approach, I would call that maybe a loss. IVDA, I will check it out. I mean, it's a penny stock. Yeah. Yeah, I saw ELOG. Time for a black swan on Black Friday? No? Please, something from 1 to 10. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really superstitious, so I wouldn't really say there's any reason for just some event to happen based off of a date. So probably like a 2. Right? I mean, something bad can always just randomly happen, certainly. I wouldn't say it's much likely or much more likely than any other time period. But yeah, this You're just joking. No, no, you're good. I didn't know. I didn't know if you're serious. Is there a reason you only trade small caps? I don't only trade small caps. For this day trading, well, for day trading strategies, I trade certain strategies for small caps. My most profitable sector is actually closer to mid caps, believe it or not. Mostly looking for like fair value gaps, that kind of stuff, right? Right, like stocks that are underappreciated, have a good book value, that kind of stuff. But no, as far as day trading, I have a strategy that I've used for 2 years, and it is profitable, but I've had to size down very significantly because of just like mental reasons. And yeah, with only trading 100 shares per trade, you really, and especially in a market like this, you just really can't squeeze anything out. And that's part of why I started this new strategy, is because the old strategy, while it did work, it really wasn't helping me kind of preach my values. Because like I'm always preaching about process and actually finding a strategy that has an edge. But at the end of the day, if my edge doesn't produce meaningful results, even if it is profitable results, if it's not meaningful, I think a lot of people view that as failure. So, and it's difficult too, because not a lot of people realize, like there was one guy that's like, oh, you're only up $1.80 today. You should just quit or something. I don't remember how he said it. But I mean, process-wise, he's wrong, because most people lose money. So even being flat, you're doing better than most people. But from a practical perspective, he is right. And that is something that I've really had to kind of accept, which is what's given me the ability to expand out, is looking at it and saying, I can be right about the process, but wrong about the impact. And I don't actually feel like I'm sending a good message by showing me trading a marginal edge profitability setup and saying that I'm basically glorifying the process is meaningless, right? If the results aren't practical and I'm pushing process, I'm actually, in a way, I'm kind of hurting my message. So that was kind of like a wake-up call for me to say, okay, I need to change something, because I'm not approaching this correctly. I was trading with up to 1,000 shares back in 2020, 2021, which we could get this amount of opportunities back. So there are more than just one scalp per day. Yeah. No, I mean, back at my peak, I was trading with around 1,500 shares, right? So, and I was making, on average, like $200 or something a day. So, like, back during the peak era, yeah, certainly. But yeah, it's significantly less appealing now. Especially right now, where we're in this, like, what appears to be the depths of a cold market. So yeah, I'm mostly just sitting, willing to be patient. Same, bro, same. Yeah. And it doesn't look good for new viewers either. They come in and they see me trade with small size, and they don't care. As they should, right? You shouldn't put a lot of focus on someone who doesn't do something meaningful. Maybe that sounds harsh against me, but if I'm trying to be not an authority figure, but kind of just someone that others look up to in some way, like if you see me making marginal returns, it's not really, I don't think for most people that's going to be a draw for them. I'm shorting today. Well, I mean, if we find something to short, yeah. Yes, I am set up. If you look, you can see, which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah. So I have a total account value. This account has 2,100 because you need 2,000 to have a margin account. We're really mostly testing right now to see if I can even find locates for the majority. We can check IVDA just out of curiosity here. But right now we're currently 3 and 1. So 3 stocks we were able to find locates for, 1 we were not. Cannot short IVDA. So that's 3 and 2 now. I mean, should I really count IVDA? Because, like, if it's a stock that I'm not even going to short, should I really count it? Because none of the stocks that I've looked up I would have even wanted to short. Yeah, no, that's actually probably fair, right? Because, like, cheaper stocks aren't even going to be shortable anyway. Yeah, I shouldn't actually count this. I mean, it's still worth checking, just out of curiosity, but I don't think I should count any of that 3 and 2. Yeah, I shouldn't count it. Yeah, I agree. I'm only going to count stocks that meet the criteria. We can make a counter here too, actually. Which one's the join? Short counter. Yeah, we'll just do like one or the other, and then we can do like an average or whatever. So... Right, so... Also center all these, because why not? I'm actually going to move this up. Okay, so now we have a counter for that. It's a bit dark. Okay, I guess that's fine. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of some counters here to keep track of. Building the calculator in real time. The freaking penny garbage. Yeah, we've seen several pennies now, right? So we had kids 3 days ago that did this. Man, give the whole thing back. It gave the whole freaking thing back. Oh my god. But yeah, we had kids. There was one yesterday that moved. I forget the name. And then we had IVDA, what looks like it's moving today. So it seems like there might be a theme of penny stocks moving. We will have to see. I mean, I'm here. I'm ready to trade. I'm all set up. I got my account funded. I had to wait like 4 days for the money to settle. I'm all excited. And then the market just goes cold. Just nothing. Nice little gap up there. Was this a buyout? Yeah, buyout. Okay. Man, what a crazy pop-up. 87 cents. It's like maybe like 100% move. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I hope you're all having a good week. I mean, I've taken literally just one trade pre-market this week, and it was a loser. What was it, ICU? And I mean, it's so sad too, because like this thing just literally just dropped immediately. Even looking at it at the 1 minute, like there was just no opportunity, right? I bought near the low. No, I bought it like 41. So I bought like 10 cents from the bottom way down here, and there was just no bounce. Volume dried up. No one cared. I hope the new influx from the PDT rule lift will change things up a bit. I think it will. How much is the Weeble locate flat fee? I haven't seen anything about that. And that's another thing I'm going to be tracking, Bobby, is that's what I need to figure out, the fees. Like, if we go ahead and pull up one with fees just to look at it, we'll just do Rhyme, because I think Rhyme had shorts available. And we'll just do 50 shares. So, like, I see there's a transaction fee. And it looks like the transaction fee is 1 cent for all of these. So I assume that's the flat fee. Oh, that's another thing I should build. I should build a calculator for the flat fee, right? So the fee will come in. Yeah, I should build a fee calculator. All right, so you would probably enter the bar right here. I'm assuming, and we'll need to track this too, right? If there's nothing that moves today, I'm going to short a stock for 1 share just to see what the cost is. Because learning if this is actually just the flat fee, 1 penny, is going to be important. Let's see. I hope, yeah. I think some failed funding bills from the government has the market nervous about long-term shutdown. Was like this last time. I mean, it could be. It's really, really hard to say, though. Like, there's so many different factors. Like, we've had cold stretches. What was it? I think it was like October. Or no, it was like late October, November. It was extremely cold then, too. So, I don't know. Like, it could be that, but I feel like it's just that there's certain trends where the market is just colder in general. Maybe there's just not as many. Put it this way. One of the big things that makes stocks move is the catalyst and how good the news actually is. Maybe if you're at a period where there's just not a lot of companies putting out news, let alone good news, it makes nothing sustainable hold up. And as a result, nobody's interested in small caps during that period. I would argue that's probably a more reliable signal. Not to say that your signal's wrong. You could be totally right about that. What are your thoughts on an online paid service trade journal instead of using your spreadsheet? Well, why would I do that? I mean, if I have to pay to use it, why would I do that? The thing with my spreadsheet is I can customize this however I want, and I have way more flexibility in viewing the output. If I put something in an online journal, then I'm much more restricted on how I can tweak that. Bottom of the hour, drum roll. Yeah, I mean, it's a half hour. We'll see if we get anything. Yeah, I suppose if you're really honed in and you don't care so much about the metrics anymore, you could do a paid journal. But at that point, why even do it? Like, the thing is with my spreadsheet, it's like, it doesn't even take that long to populate. I guess if you're really, really time efficient, right? You could just have an online journal that just says, hey, give me your broker statement and I'll tell you everything. That way you don't have to track individual trades. I guess if you wanted to do that, you could. You would probably only ever want to do that if you want a surface level analysis. And I mean, some of them get pretty thorough, right? You can find out a lot of metrics. Like a lot of the, not super deep, but some of the more deep net metrics. But it really depends where you are. If you're good enough, if you're okay with surface level to slightly deep metrics, then journaling makes sense for time efficiency. Especially in my case, where I am trying to develop a strategy, being able to specify criteria is very, very important. It is definitely preferable if you're trying to refine a strategy to not use a journal. You need to do it yourself. But yeah, there can be an argument for journals if you're very fine-tuned already and you know what you're doing. 27.53 times divided by 385 times shares would be the fee. I ought to think. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? I mean, we can go ahead and put that in as the base rate. So borrow rate, that will be the regular total fee. That would be the actual thing. So we do the borrow rate divided by 365, parentheses it, times, ooh. Actually, we could probably do just the base rate because we won't ever know what our actual share size is. Right, like this is a pretty low fee per share. 6 cents. Right, correct. Yeah, it's an annual fee. Well, no, that's the price. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because like if some of the more, because that's a lower borrow fee, like a more expensive one, we'll just say like, we'll say 150. All right, that gives 41. That's quite a bit higher. So we're going to have to see, right? That is quite significant. So we're going to have to see how impactful the borrow fee actually is. Yeah, just picking your brain. No, I get it, man. It makes sense. Totally not market research for the super advanced software I've been building over the last 3 years. What would you guys generally pay for a product that gives you an amazing way to build new strats? I mean, it depends on how thorough it is, right? And the problem is, too, is since most people don't even make... Is there really nothing at the half hour? Sorry, okay, anyway. But yeah, you're talking about a market that's really unexplored. Because since most people don't make money anyway, you're really preaching to the choir. Because if people aren't making money, it's really hard to market something that works to make people's strategies when most strategies fail. So it's inherently a difficult question to answer, Tristan. Market closed on Monday. Yeah, I know. But yeah, curious what the average fee is going to be like. Right? RIME was only 20-something%. What was it? 24%? 27. Only 27%. I guess so. I guess there's the transaction fee, and then this isn't the borrow fee, right? Transaction is just to execute the order, I suppose. So you'd be paying 7 cents per share. Well, this is 50 shares. Okay, I have it set to 50. I'm curious if this number changes based off of the quantity. So 27.53. 1 share, 27.53. Let's do 1,000 shares. Okay, I don't have the money to buy that. Fair enough. Okay. We could do 500 as long as there's no like restriction on percent. Okay. Doesn't let me do. Yeah, so even with 250 shares, still the same. So this looks like a flat rate. And it's probably mostly impacted by inventory. So the first question is really going to be is how expensive is it to short some of the more high borrow fee rates? What's your fee rate for IMUX? Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's see what this one is. Uh, 1.36 for me. It's really going to depend. Like I said, I have seen some borrow fees that are over 1,000% before. Now, those are like the super stupid, crazy movers. Like, let's see if we can even find it. Let's see if there's any for SMX. If we're able to short SMX, it's going to be high. I guarantee you. There's not even any. It's not even letting me short it. Okay. Yeah. It's just restricted. Okay. You saw that Ross won yesterday because he broke his rules. I think you have to break rules sometimes in case you are in red to take the risk to pass to green. I mean, no, I don't see why you would ever do that. If you break your rules, like the whole point of trading is that you only trade whenever your strategy gives you the signal. If you're trading when the signal isn't there, you're just gambling, right? Now, there's a difference between breaking rules and understanding edge case scenarios where it's okay to break them. Like, for example, a general rule would be trade a stock that has high volume. That would be a general rule. But there's probably exceptions where that rule could be tweaked. You could say, well, the volume's a bit lower, but the catalyst is really good, and it's got a good daily chart. It's got a good intraday setup. So you can bend rules. I think that can be acceptable, but you can't inherently just say, well, I'm in the red, so it's okay to break rules to get me back to green. Like that's, if you're breaking them just to get back to green, that's not acceptable. But if you're bending them because you know that other rules carry enough weight to make up for it, then that's okay. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah, Tristan. Yeah, I didn't even read your message, Tristan. You said it perfectly. You can bend rules if you get a cushion on the day. Otherwise, it's a no-no. Yes. Yeah, I didn't even see what you said there, Tristan. That's very true. Yeah. You totally get it. You'll probably get better rates on higher floats like IMUX. 88 million float. Yeah. Specifically, the low float stocks are probably going to have higher rates. Definitely. See, that is way cheaper. You wouldn't want to short with that 27% one because it would be around $75 per $1,000 of shares. Yeah, I think shorting fees are going to be too much, especially if he's shorting 50 shares or something small like that on hard to borrow low floaters. Well, I mean, the number of shares shouldn't matter. Why would 50 shares matter? You say especially if he's shorting 50 shares or something small like that. Why would that matter? I don't understand that part. But in terms of the lower floats having a likely higher hard to borrow fee, that is certainly valid. And that is what I need to figure out. I need to figure out the fees. And then I can see if the edge that I have calculated is good enough. No, I don't understand. No, I don't understand what you're saying, Bobby. Like, the fee rate is based per share. So it doesn't matter if you have only a few shares or a lot of shares. The question is can you overcome that rate per share? It doesn't matter if I'm only shorting 50 shares or 500 or whatever. So that's kind of where I'm confused with your argument there. Right? If you pay 1 cent per share and you short 1 share, that's 1 cent. You do it with 100 shares, it's $1. At the end of the day, you still need to make 1 cent per share. So like the number of shares is irrelevant. I suppose technically if you're trading a very high number of shares, like 10,000, then locating shares becomes more difficult. But like, if we're just talking very small amounts, I don't think it's, at least from a covering your losses standpoint, the number of shares is irrelevant. I mean, if I'm misunderstanding what you're arguing, then feel free to correct me. I just don't understand your view there. Man, how is there absolutely nothing moving today? We got absolute crickets in the chat. Yeah, I mean, QNCX is moving, but again, it's a penny stock, so I don't really want to mess with it. My math is off. It was 75 cents per thousand. Okay. Per $1,000 of shares. So that is doable. Yeah, that lines up more, right? Right, because if you've got, I mean, we can just do this times, we'll do shares here, right? So shares. So if you got 1,000 shares, the fee is 7.5, $20. And it really depends on what the rate is, right? So if you got like a 1.5 rate, you're paying like $4. It still seems off from what you're suggesting, though. Or no, you're saying per share. Okay. So I was looking at the raw fee. Would it be more logical to show a per share fee? It might be. It might be, actually. Yeah, so let me do that. So that's the per share fee. And then we'll do per share fee times the total shares. Let me go ahead and change this here. All right, so you're getting per share fee here, total fee here. Traded SLV silver to kill some time. Silver bug. Bought 5 shares and made 10 cents on each. Oh no, my dude's gambling. He's getting bored. Man, can't even go back to sleep since I've had coffee. I feel that. No, I mean, I'm mostly here just to be here, but we are in the depths of a cold market right now, folks. So, not much to do other than just do stuff like creating calculators for once we do get some movement. And I mean, we have a 3-day weekend coming up. I would like at least to have a couple examples, but I really should run my edge through this to see what the edge actually is, because like you do bring up a good point. If the fees are too much, then the edge gets degraded, right? You get a big borrow fee like 150%, right? You're paying 41 cents per share. Or sorry, no. Yeah. Well, hold on. No, wait. Am I doing something wrong here? Because you would need to know the price. No, you wouldn't. You would need to know the price, right? So like this is wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this because this is actually I think this formula's wrong. Because like when you would calculate the fee, yeah, 3-day week. Are there 2 holidays? I mean, I know Monday is a holiday. I don't know about the rest of the week. Good morning. Looks like I should have slept in more. Shorting day. I mean, if we get opportunity, I'll take a short, but we need to see if I get an opportunity. I would, yeah, regardless of whether or not we get an opportunity, I will force a short, if anything, just so that I can calculate the fees better. Per share, per stock. THGE percent interest is for dollar value. The fee could be per share. Right, because like I pulled it up here, so just for example, you said THG. Is that one that was kind of moving? No. Okay. You were just doing a different phrasing. But yeah, we'll go to QNCX just to show it again for those of you who haven't seen it. Okay, never mind. I can't short this one either. Yeah, I think if it's a penny stock... Okay, I haven't had a single penny stock I've been able to short. So that just might be a thing that you can't short penny stocks. All right, so Pod C. Because it doesn't give you a value. It only gives you a rate. Okay. So that's been 5 out of 5 penny stocks now, where the price has been under $1, and I have been unable to short it. Like, it's not like it's not like it's saying unavailable. It's literally just not giving me the option to short it. So I think that there's just a feature or parameter which is simply that you can't short stocks under $1, which is fine. I mean, I don't do that anyway, or I don't trade stocks under $1 anyway. But yeah, it seems like you can't even short them if you wanted to. Surprised we got 40 people in here just kind of chilling. Hope you're all having a good day. I would do a poll. Actually, I'll do it just to do it. Can I short Mimi? I can check Mimi. Let's find out. I would assume no, just because the price is so low. Nope, can't short Mimi. Yeah, I just checked BRTX. Yeah, BRTX is moving. Like I said, though, it's a penny stock, so I'm not really interested in it. But it is moving. Yeah, so now we have 6 out of 6 stocks that are sub $1 that just don't even have the option to short it. It's okay. It's okay. It's dead, guys. Give me some time to try and secure a last-minute Valentine's date with other lonely people on Hinge. Yeah. In other brokers, you can only short under $1 stocks if your balance is above a certain amount. I mean, there might be a threshold then. That's fair. I haven't really checked for that, so that could be it. If that's a thing, then it wouldn't surprise me, because I'm basically doing the bare minimum, right? $2,000 for a margin account. I've got an extra $100 for cushion to play around with. So yeah. Man, almost a full hour and just nothing. It's a ghost town. Yeah, I was going to do a poll and ask how many of you guys have traded, but there's literally no point. Like, it's going to be like 95%, and the only other 5% is going to just be people trading random penny stocks because they're bored. Yeah, IVDA, still like IVDA or something. But yeah, it's Friday. Friday's usually cold anyway. And a Friday on a very, very cold market, it's a disaster. Good morning. I took a loss yesterday, probably out of boredom. It's so slow again today. Yeah. No, it's horrible. Yeah, on my scanners, I mean, I have 3 different scanners. None of them have had anything pop up. And I've got Zendu as well, and I've just been watching Zendu. And Zendu mentioned IVDA, and that's it. That's the only thing I've seen from Zendu. So it's just like, there's just nothing. We're just waiting. Yeah, we got 4 minutes till the top of the hour. We'll see if we get anything. I'm actually so surprised we got 50 people. Maybe it's because no one's streaming, so I'm just stealing all of the viewers because no one wants to stream in this dead market. But yeah, we'll see. We got a couple minutes till the top of the hour. I mean, I'm holding out hope for the top of the hour news, but I'm not holding my breath either.
with me. It's a total vibe, suppers everywhere, let the rhythm guide. Nutritious and delicious soup is the sign. Today the soup is yours and mine. The captain is on deck, what the heck, he's gonna get your feet wet. Don't spill the soup while I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm the captain, watch me train. I'm doing it my way.
I'll throw a poll out there while we're waiting. Inflation data is 8:30. Candyman is actually making candles right now. Wait, like actual physical candles, or... I was gonna say, by the way, that wasn't a spelling error by me. I was going to say immediately, but I didn't have enough room to write it. I was 2 letters over, so I just did immediate. No, I didn't spell it wrong. It was an intentional spelling mistake. It was an abbreviation. BRTX looks like it's rolling over. Sorry, Candy. Big sad to Candy. Yeah, I'm more so leaning towards number 3 as well. I see most people have voted number 3. Yeah, we've just seen this pattern where stocks the last few days have just been popping and immediately rolling over. So if something does pop, unless it has good news, I'm not really expecting it to hold up. All right, top of the hour. Let's see if we get anything. Eyes are on all the scanners right now. Zendu's barking. Zendu always barks at the top of the hour, though. For whatever reason, they just kind of like regurgitate everything that's moved. Probably what it is with Zendu, at the top of the hour, a lot of times there's just kind of like a flush of orders at the 8 o'clock mark. And Zendu might be picking up those orders, even though they were submitted earlier and they're just backlogged. Zendu might be seeing that order flow and thinking that it's a sudden volume surge. So that could be possible. How are we already half through the session? It feels like nothing has happened. I mean, I guess nothing has happened, but I can't believe we're already half through. Yeah, regardless of what happens today, I'm gonna stay here till 9 today, but yeah, I'm not very happy with staying later. I will stay, but I will be grumpy. They do have different parameters for different voices. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I think it's more like the girl is for like breakouty things, and the guy's just more continuation. But I'm not 100% on that. Anyone figure out how to fix the volumes, the Weeble volume spike at 8 a.m. for the charts? Messes everything up. Yeah, if anyone knows, feel free to shout it out. I couldn't ever figure it out, which is why I had to go back to Thinkorswim charts, because having one volume candle that goes like this and goes up to like 200 or 2 million just completely makes the volume unreadable, right? Like you just, when you see something like this for the volume, like you can't make, that doesn't tell you anything, right? So I had to go back to Thinkorswim because of that for the charting. Even though I like the Weeble charts more, I think they look more, I don't know, techie. They just look more visually appealing. Das has the same issue. Yeah. And it's weird too, because the fact that Weeble doesn't have this issue tells you that Weeble knows how to filter that out. So it's not like that it can't be filtered out. MLEC, holy crap, we got something moving, guys. All right. MLEC, let's go. All right. Okay, last prospectus was back in August. Downtrending chart, but the last couple of weeks, 2 months really, it's been trending up. Yeah, it has news too. Achieves one of the highest commercial sale GLA concentrations from US. Crushing. Unfortunately, this stock does not meet my criteria, so I can't short it. We can check it though. So let's check it to see what its short would be. There are insufficient shares to short. Okay. We got our first sample here. Not one. So any stock, regardless if it meets my criteria, if it's one that has most of the fundamentals for a short, I will be logging it. So, yeah. No trades again. There's nothing to trade, dude. There's nothing to trade. Yeah, Cayman Islands, yeah. So, non-US stock. It is foreign. Quite a high, well, a decent spread. Very, very low float, though. Check this out. According to Thinkorswim, shares outstanding is only 700,000. So very, very low float. Yeah, this stock definitely is... This stock fails my criteria anyway to short it. This is good volume relative to the float. High spread. Jump on the FOMO train. Yeah, just jump on the FOMO train. That what could go wrong, guys? It's gonna go up. The other account, I still have it. Just not using it right now because we're trying out this. Okay, made 16. Done for the day. Yeah, this one could be quite explosive. Low float with this kind of volume. Like, float rotation is pretty high here. You've already rotated the entire float from just the volume alone. I guess we're just waiting. Because, like I said, this one doesn't qualify for me. I mean, at least we had something that actually moved. Like, I would call this a mover, right? This thing went up like 40%. Something like that. I mean, it's kind of like hovering around the 40% area. So this certainly made a move. Whether it makes a second leg, we'll see. Going YOLO on MLEC on this pullback. Good luck, sir. It looks decent. Like, it's definitely getting volume. And it's probably what everybody's looking at right now, which does help it. Right? Even if it's a cold market, if everybody's looking at it, that's good. Yeah, but we'll see. Break 770, room to 8. Elec, only game in town. That it is. So pretty big volume here on this candle. When Ross buys, watch it go crazy. Yeah. It all depends when Ross buys. There's 100% chance Ross is looking at this right now. 100% chance. There it goes. Huge pop there, 750 up to 9. Ross bought it. Well, so I guess he's selling right here, and down it comes. Or next leg. Ross green and MLEC. Yeah, I mean, if he bought here for the break, certainly he's green. Dang. Impressive move. Let's see. Okay. Still 100% mover right there. Well, my criteria seems to have worked. It filtered out me shorting this stock and it saved me. Why am I not trading this? Because I'm short biased right now. And I have criteria in place, said don't short it. So I'm not shorting it. Very impressive volume too. $43,000 winner for Ross. Knew it as soon as he bought it went. Yes, you're paying. So he bought right here then, yeah? I mean, just looking at the way the price reacted, I gotta assume he bought here. Hard to borrow. Oh, yeah. We should check. If it's... Yeah. Let me... Oh. Okay, so... Okay. We'll just do 10. There, now let me see. Insufficient shares. So you said hard to borrow. But that's something I need to start doing. Even if I'm not going to short something, I need to immediately be checking for the borrow rate, regardless if I'm going to short it or not, just so I get that data. Because, like, technically I would mark this as a no, but at this point, it's already moved so much, I don't think that's really valid to document that, because the shorts are already located at this point. You got to locate early. Mm, 250% borrow rate. Yeah, that sounds about right, considering the float is so low. Where are you finding 250% though? Because like I said, I'm on Webull and Webull's not giving me, it's not even giving me the option to short it. Right? There's insufficient shares. So I'm not sure where you're getting that from or what broker. At least as follow-through goes, the stock set off enough signals for me not to short it, which that's promising at least. I know it's only one trade, but managed to prevent a loss. The stock quote tab. Cobra was 0.1 per share before that move. Now it's 0.16 per share plus. Okay. Thank you, Ross. Well, the stock did look strong even before this, right? The volume was quite high relative to the float. News is kind of whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's very powerful. This thing's gone up over 100%. Quote details. I can check it real quick. Actually, I'm probably just going to make a note for it. Don't really think I should be looking at my main maiden tab right now, just so I don't accidentally flash stuff on screen. Am I sure I can actually go negative in my account? What do you mean by that? Do you mean like actually shorting? Because I have the thing available, and we've seen others where I am able to actually initiate a short. Like, for example, if I just do like AMC, right? This one's one where it's a very easy stock to short, right? So like AMC, I'm able to short it. So if you mean just am I able to short, it looks like yes. And if we don't find anything for me to short today, like I said, I am going to force a short just to see. Sorry, if you short, can you go negative in your account? I mean, technically. So I'm not 100% on how the margin call system works for Webull. Like, typically, if a stock is more volatile, like MLEC is, they make it so that you can only put so much of your account in. Like, they probably would not, if I was able to short MLEC, they probably would not let me short 100% of the account. And the reason is just because of how fast this moves. I would suspect that they would only let me do a quarter of the account. Right? So I'd probably only be able to short $500 worth. Because the account, well, okay, $525 worth. Because that's 25%. You can go negative. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good point by Tristan. You can go negative if you're halted, even if you have a small portion, right? Like if you only go short 25% of the account and the stock halts up and gaps up 400%, you'll go negative. Good morning, Evan. Even. Forces short. Instant black swan event. The stock goes to 1,000 a share. That'd be crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'm only going to short it for like one share. But still. I see you're still starving yourself. Are you allergic to soup now? I'm allergic to losses, even. I'm allergic to losses. Plus, we are trying a new strategy. But this is a very strong stock. I mean, even now, it's still holding this level pretty well. Historically, this has made big moves, right? This went from $3 all the way to $13 just a couple weeks ago. So this stock, even though it's like downtrend, right? Recently, it's been in a slight uptrend. It's had a recent, very big move. That's not what I want to see. I have filters in place to prevent me from trading stocks like this. Second pop, it could. It could definitely make another move here. Yeah, I feel bad not taking trades, but yeah. It actually wasn't that hard to locate. Well, maybe for you, but for me on Webull, it was very hard to locate. Right? I mean, it's still not even shortable, probably. Yeah, there's no short. So, I mean, I do want to say too, right? I didn't try to locate until here. So by that point, I was already too late. Like, we've already had the first leg, this second big leg. Right? So if I'm going to locate, it has to be before. Yeah, so the next time we see a stock pop up, my reaction needs to be, regardless of whether I'm buying or not, prepare to locate shares. Like, that needs to be step number one. Let's see some green on your screen. Evan, I do not care about green right now. 100%. That is like the last thing on my mind at the moment. The only thing on my mind is, let's see some opportunity. E-Trade, 100 shares at 975. Okay. And Sky, are you saying that's like just now? So like, I see it was around 975, so. Yeah, so in this area, I don't know if you're talking about right here or back here, but like, we'll assume here. if that's the case, then yeah, it could just be that Weeble kind of sucks for locates. Big crowd watching today. No Candyman live. Oh, did he give up? I mean, I don't blame him, right? Like, nothing was moving the first hour. Yeah, it's just, there's nothing really going on at the moment. Maybe he just signaled everybody to come over here and bug me instead. 2 minutes ago. Okay, yeah. So I think because of that, I'm going to log this one as not. Right? Because if I was not able to get it here and you were, that tells me then it's probably a Weeble thing, right? I wish I would have been able to check over here where the volume was quite lower. But I still think it's worth logging as a not. Got 20 cents on VWAP Bounce MLEC. Good stuff, sir. We'll have to put out a poll afterwards to see how many people actually made money from this. Everyone, smash the like button. Yeah, if you're liking the stream, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's been a boring market, but at least we had one good mover today. Unfortunately, my signal said not to short it. Well, I say unfortunately. I mean, really, my signal saved me today, right? Imagine if I would have shorted this, right? That'd be like a 40% loss. I mean, I would have stopped out. I had my stop in place, but yeah, that would have been like a 30% loss or something. All right, VN. Okay, so it's just grinding higher. Made some small scalps green on MLEC. Guess we can... I guess I'll do it now while we still have people here. I'll go ahead and put out a poll. All right. Tried to buy it at $7, but it would not let me pre-market. What on what broker are you using? E-Trade. So you're saying E-Trade wouldn't let you buy this? You're looking for SPY puts on open today. Oh God. I hope you're not swinging 0 DTE puts. Did we got a Wall Street bets trader in here? Making that money while trying to eat the food my girlfriend made. Kind of not focused enough to capitalize more on it, dang it. Yeah. Very nice third leg, too, though. The stock has been incredibly strong. Why, of course. Well, good luck. Good luck with the 0 DTE. Yeah. I mean, the Theta's a bully. That's all I'll say. I swear, 0 day till expiration puts, or just options in general, 0 DTE, is basically just the lottery. Like, you're literally just gambling all or nothing. Holy crap. What are we up right now? Up 128%. Man, this looks like parabolic compared to the lack of volume in the market right now. The crazy thing is that in a hot market, this is like potentially a normal move, right? Like I've seen days where in a hot market, we'll have 100% gappers every day. But right now in this colder market, 100% move feels like to the moon. You need to update the poll. I scout. I'll probably do a second poll towards the end of the session just to see if people change. So it looks like most people were green, which makes sense because we've really only had MLEC move, and this one basically went straight up. So it's really either you traded this or you didn't, and that kind of reflects in the polls, right? It looks like people either traded this stock and made money. It looks like a few of them probably traded and lost money, maybe during these pullbacks. But the majority of people made money on the move up. And that kind of aligns with the polls. So that makes sense, I think. I think you were right on SPY. It can't break through those high extended. Yeah. I mean, it could. But, like, it is certainly in a downtrend. Due for a large pullback, yeah. Well, we'll see where this goes. I mean, I have no idea where it's going to top at. It does feel like it's getting a bit extended now. But again, with such a low float, if this gets enough follow through, because, like, even now, getting 400,000 shares of volume when the price is at $12, that's a big deal. That's a huge amount of volume for that kind of price. Yeah, we'll see what it does. I mean, historically, this stock is in a massive downtrend, but it's been uptrending the last 2 months. It has no recent shelf registration, so there's not that downward pressure of people just diluting into this. You can see that because it's just been going up. Looks good. I'm glad I didn't short it. All right, we're at the half hour here, so we'll see if we get any new stocks on the scanner. I mean, I'll be honest, like even from the polls, it seemed like most people thought that we just wouldn't get a move or that nothing would happen. It seems like we were all wrong. MSTU is kind of moving. Okay, yeah, first things first. Is this even shortable for me? So if I just check it immediately. What is this? Okay. So when I tried to short it, I got this instead. Webull Financial Complex Products. Why did this pop up? Was this from... Did I click something wrong? No. Okay, so it's just giving me this. Sure. Let me change to one share just in case it actually does something. Yeah, sure. Now let me short it. Okay. So 25%. Haven't been around for a while. What happened to your account value? It's still there. I can even switch to it if you want to see it. No, I funded a second account so we could test out this new strategy we're trying. That one day he turns short, we have a big runner. Yeah, go figure. So I was able to get a hold of this at least. Hello, Captain. ONDS had a good move. Did it? I did not see it. No, yeah, you're right. It did have a bit of a pop. 30 cents. I just woke up. Late to the game, but I'm here. Good morning, sir. Did you see MLEC? Look at this monster. Went from 560 all the way up to 1274. Over 100% move. Fortunately, my signal said don't short it, so I managed to dodge the bullet on that one. Because this would have most certainly been a max loss. IRE. Iron. Okay, I was able to get one. No, wait, that's for that. So I'm able to short IRE. So I do need to update this to there. IRE, newer stock actually. AGQ, that's way too expensive. Holy crap, what on earth happened with this? What on earth is this? Look at this daily chart. What the hell? Okay, that's kind of crazy. I didn't even know that the stock did this. 430. Wow. $21K in MLEC. Slightly skeptical, but fair enough. Isn't that just gold? Yeah, I'm slightly skeptical of Duvin's claims. Slightly skeptical. But I mean, if he's making money, fair enough. I mean, if that is gold, I'm not 100. I'm not sure. It is a very powerful rug, though. Oh no, he redacted his comment. I googled it. It's silver, I think. Okay. So what was it, like a minor company then? I put the cat, I put the cat, the horse, the cow, the house, and that stock. Yeah. No, I think it follows silver. I don't know. Oh, fair enough. Okay, nothing really showing crazy resolution here. It's really just MLEC at the moment. It's an ETF AGQ Pro Shares. Yeah, because AG is silver. So I guess Q... Yeah, okay, yeah. Pro Shares Ultra Silver ETF. So you're telling me that silver went up to like $430 and it's crashed this hard. Well, I know silver spot price, that went up huge, right? Didn't it go to like over $100? I mean, I don't know why this would... I guess if this is a leveraged ETF, I guess that makes sense. Still, what a rug. It was 100 plus. Yeah, I think it went over $100. It was like 120 or something. No, this might be backside, folks. But different dollar values. Well, I mean, only one real sample size. My filters kept me out of this trade. So we've got a 1-for-1 success rate, at least in terms of dodging. Now I would like us to actually have a trade where I get in it. We might need you to do some due diligence on Duvin. Yeah, really. I mean, you guys can claim whatever you want, right? So, like, the thing is, I feel like there's a difference between someone in chat claiming something and me claiming something. Like, I feel like there's different tiers. Like, for example, if you're just someone on the internet, you could say, I made X amount of money. Just some random person in a comment section or something. If you're someone who is a YouTuber or someone with a bit of a following, I feel like you have a higher obligation to be more legitimate. So, like, I'm at least, I mean, I don't have audited results or anything, but you guys can see me take the trades lives. I feel like that's pretty transparent on its own. And I'm also not making any big claims because my profits aren't big. So I feel like that's acceptable. But the thing is like, I don't know. I feel like just a random comment. Maybe I'm being too antagonistic, but I just feel that people that just say something in a comment section, I view it pretty surface level. Like, you can say you made money, but the more money you claim to make, the more I'm not going to believe you without proof. Right? So, like, Duvin, I mean, you can say whatever you want, but, you know, we'll just say I'm a little more skeptical if you're saying big wins like 20,000, you know. You made $1 million on MLEC. Holy crap, John. You selling any courses? Let me sign up. It won't let me add to my position with a 2K account. Yeah. So 4.6K shares. Let's do some math here. So how much did he say? 21,000? So 21,000 divided by 4,600. So you would have had to have bought 4.6K shares and held for $4.50 of the move. So in other words, let's say you bought at the very beginning. You would have had to have held all the way to here to make what you're claiming to have made with 4,600 shares. This entire, the first and second leg. I mean, it's possible, right? Like, mathematically, it's possible. That's a pretty huge return if you did capture that, though. You bought at 750, sold at 12. Okay, so you bought here, and you held for this part. You held for the first move and the second move. I mean, it's technically possible, right? No, diamond hands for sure. I mean, it did look strong, and I can understand the argument a little bit. Right? This was holding up pretty well in the first leg. You got the Ross momentum here, but even after this first push, like this was holding up pretty well. I thought it still looked pretty strong. So I can understand the logic of holding for another leg. Balls of steel. I mean, you would need it. CRSR is kind of curling, but I don't know. By 7 out of 10 times you would get that run over doing that to the long side and small caps. Yeah. Guess the float helped. A couple of big sellers nearly scared me off. I think it was spoofing though. Any input on how much? Someone said Ross was up like 40,000 or something, 42,000. That's what I heard. I mean, that's when I last checked in. He might have traded. That was back here. So Ross might have traded it again since then. It did make a third leg. If Ross traded it again, that would explain the third leg. I made $7 on 2 trades yesterday. How about that? I don't know, Alex. I'm kind of questioning your results. I might need to audit you. Yeah, there's really just nothing else moving. It's just this. There was money to be made on MLEC. It just wasn't easy, though. It was a little dicey. Well, I actually thought this looked pretty clean in hindsight. And I did see some signals, right? So, like I said, we were in an uptrend for about 2 months. We have a very recent history of making a new high. There's no shelf registration, so there's no downward pressure. They had news. The news was kind of so-so. Super low float. Very big volume on the initial action. Like, everything was there. There was a lot of signals that this had the potential to make a big move. I call my appendage at a third leg. I'm so sorry, I'm bored and tired. No, I get it. I mean, honestly, even the fact that we had MLEC, like, this definitely spiced up the session a bit. Like, it was... The fact we had nothing for the entire first hour is very, very sad. I just took my small areas on it. Need to capture the large legs, but anticipating. And before we wrap up, too, so we're coming up on the end of the hour. Before we finish the hour, I will put out another poll in maybe another 5 minutes or so, just to see if the profit-loss dynamic has changed since the last poll. The big sellers were the problem, but correct, no shelf registration. Yeah. Annoying, because in a hot market, I probably would have traded MLEC, but this cold market has made me very wary. Yeah, I get it. I do. You have to trust. That's a pretty large size, too. Right? Yeah, so that's a $34,000 position, right? 4,600 times $7.50. That's a pretty big position. Mr. Captain, do things heat up on Tuesday? Please say yes. Yesn't? Yaby? I don't know. I mean, this is definitely reassuring in terms of sentiment. Anybody who sees this move is now going to feel a bit of FOMO on the next trade. So certainly this could spark momentum. We'll see if that actually happens or if we just remain in the cold market. It's hard to say right now. Good point about sparking FOMO. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a chance it'll do something. I know we're just gonna have to wait and see, though. We're coming up near the half or the top of the hour. I'll go ahead and put out another poll, rechecking to see how people are doing, because I know some people have taken trades on MLEX since then. The majority of people were either up money or new trades, so we'll see. I will check out Rain. Ooh, wow, this one just kind of popped and rolled. All right, let's see. Holy crap. So checking shorts. I am able to short, quite expensive. But this one did allow me to short. Holy crap, this thing just popped and died. No news on it, though. Rain is raining, yeah. So we just kind of had this very slow grind up. Sudden surge of like 10,000 volume here into just a rug. You bottom ticked entry on 831 on MLEC. Duvin is greener than everyone else combined in the chat. Probably. I mean, if you're up like however much you said, like that's a lot. Candy leaves and Emelec goes wild. Yeah, and now he's probably going to be kicking himself for that. I mean, I left early yesterday and there was a stock that ended up moving at 9 or something. $18,000 share seller on MLEC kept popping up. I consider that a big seller in regards to MLEC's price point. Well, the price point isn't what's important. It's the shares outstanding. Considering MLEC only has 700,000 shares outstanding. Yeah, and 18,000 share seller is massive. So, possible spoofing. We know it's closet trading time. His mental capacity was effed up. Always do the opposite of what Captain does. Oh, well, thank you. I mean, if you make money from it. So, since I said I wasn't going to short this, does that mean that you shorted it? Sorry, I meant Candyman. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I check up on his metrics. It seems like he's like just all over the place. I don't know. It seems like he hasn't really honed in on it. And I'm not really sure what he's trying or what his solution approach is. It just seems like he's trying the same thing and trying to make it work. Thank you for your insight. Yeah, no problem. This is gonna be fine. It's certainly interesting, right? Like I always look at the level 2, right? The bid and ask, how much it's populated relative to the shares outstanding. I mean, you could do float if you get an accurate number. Problem is I don't really have a good way to get an accurate number because a lot of these stocks dilute or they reverse split, so that number often becomes outdated. VTAC getting a bit of a pop. This one popped and dropped yesterday. Yeah, kind of flat. What is this? Okay, we're able to short this one. Yeah, it seems like with Webull, shorts might be more difficult to come by. Like, if you're going to prepare to short something, you basically need to see the stock pop up within the first 5 minutes and reserve a spot. Because it seems like if you wait until 10, 15 minutes into the move, it just runs out of locates. That could be it might be possible to work around that. Totally useless question because it depends on your style. On a hot day, I take 50 trades. 50 trades since I'm a very accurate scalper. In markets like these, there's 1 to 5 trades a day. 50 is quite a lot, but I mean, if you make it work, is that spread across like the market session, not just pre-market? I take it because 50 is quite extensive for just pre-market. A systematic short seller might take 20 trades a month. Yeah, it's looking like with this system, it's probably only going to be like 10, 15 trades a month. And I guess it does depend on the market too. Like in a hotter market, it might be around 20 to 30 or maybe like 25, 45, somewhere in there. Total day. Yeah. Look at you adding yourself. What are you doing? Stop adding yourself. Curious as I'm new to day trading. Yeah. For VTAC, can't you set a limit order now at, say, 250 for short since it could happen? Yes, correct. And that's exactly what I would have done if this would have been a short I wanted to take. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. ATCH, good news, just hate under $1. Yeah, anything that's under $1, I'm really hesitant to get involved with. But even for trades that I'm not taking, like MLEC, it's still good data. Like, it might not look like I've done anything today, but the fact that I assessed this stock and correctly determined that this was a pass, that essentially saved me from a losing trade. And I feel like that's a big deal. So really, even if I'm not taking trades, if I'm identifying strong movers and avoiding them for a short. I still feel like that's useful. Now, in terms of people's results today, looks like slightly more people have taken a trade now. Still a lot of no trades. I mean, MLEC was the only thing that really moved and held up. So that makes sense. So yeah, a lot of people just sitting on the side. The majority is people took a trade, but it's not a vast majority. It's only slightly more. Which I think is interesting, because in the chat, it seems like the people who have taken a trade are very vocal. Stock selection for your strategy is the #1 most important thing, especially when you're trading small cap stocks. Yeah. I mean, I would say especially when you're shorting, right? You really want to avoid the NPTs of the world where a stock goes up 300% in a day. Or in a pre-market session. Like, those are what you really want to avoid. I'll take a trade when you take a trade. Well, regardless, before I leave today, I am going to document me taking a trade on stream here, just so I have visual evidence of it, so we can cross-reference the fees. So once we come to 905, if there's no stock that I see worth engaging with, I am going to force a trade, just to experience the fees so we get some data on that. Right now I'm waiting until 9:30. I can see some more definitive movement. Riskier one. CAD JP. Oh, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Well, good luck, sir. Yeah, we're at the top of the hour. Before we wrap up the stream too, if you haven't already subscribed and you enjoy seeing me sit here and not take a trade and watch MLEC be the only stock to move for 2 hours, then maybe consider subscribing. But yeah, especially with me doing this new strategy now, I'm really just trying to be selective. So my apologies, I may have missed your comment earlier. You're more inclined to short than long, or both? For the strategy I'm trying out now, it is short biased. So I'm looking for shorts currently. That's why I didn't touch MLAC or even consider it. There was too many bullish indicators with it. So I didn't want to short this. And I mean, in hindsight, it was a good decision because this ended up making a pretty monster move. Honestly, even now, this is still holding up pretty well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if going into open if we see this thing go to 20. Like, it is a non-zero, you've heard it before, it's a non-0% chance this goes to 20 today. Using Weeble, we're trying Weeble. I'm documenting it right now. We're seeing how many I'm able to short. These two might actually be unclear because I tried to create a short position after the stock had already moved a bit, so inventory might have depleted by then. E-Trade showed that they were able to short it, so this is purely an inventory problem from Weeble, but if I get locates early whenever the move is just starting, that might still be viable. So that's something we need to look into. I'm gonna have to refine this calculator, but we need to get some fee data first to actually determine that. So that's why I'm gonna force a trade, guys. I'm gonna FOMO. I'm gonna do it. You're documenting it right now? Okay. All right, 2 minutes left. See if we get anything on the scanners. If not, I'm going to cave and I'm going to FOMO trade the first stock I can find that has a moderately low float. Gotcha. Thank you again. No problem, man. No problem. It's very unfortunate that I've had to shift. Like, not only am I like working on a new strategy now, but also in the depths of a cold market. It makes testing very difficult, right? Because I did a whole bunch of back testing. I've done probably over 100 simulations now. But I mean, realistically, I want to actually be able to apply it. And while I was able to avoid this, like I want more examples. I want more trades to test my strategy on. I don't want to be just looking at it in hindsight, because the hindsight bias is real. You can try CNVS cap. Yeah, let's take a look at CNVS. All right, CNVS. I mean, it has a downtrend. We got some volume spiking up on it. They do have news. Let's see, CNVS. See, only 1% short fee too. So pretty low short interest. Do you ever backtest? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Can you send that calculator sheet? Is it what you use for your daily trades? Yep. If you go on my Discord, link in the description, I do have all of my spreadsheets available for free if you're interested. All right, so we'll try out a short on this. So 1.36% fee. Let me actually get a price here. We'll try 240, and then we can just move it. Okay, so I placed the order. Looks like we're working. It's cool. I love how it's orange when you're shorting. It's so cool. So we've been kind of just going down. Max shares. All right, we're just going to go in here. We'll go right in the middle. See if we get filled. All right, so we're in there. Short a single share. When we close out, it was 1.36, right? Yeah, 1.36. Write that down. What did I buy at? Filled at 236. All right. Dope. Might be my new favorite streamer. I mean, we'll see. No, I don't like to charge for a bunch of crap, you know. So it doesn't really matter where we sell, so I'm just going to try and cover. So I would just buy to cover, yeah. Okay, include extended. Okay, so we covered... So I'm confused because... Right, it's showing me in the green. So first of all, let me just do the raw calculation, right? So bought it, or shorted at 36, covered at 231. Or no, that needs to be here. Okay, why are you off? I'm gonna have to look into this because this must be wrong if that's off. But I mean, just basically, right, we made 5 cents. It shows us being up 4 cents. So it looks like we should have logically been charged 1 cent. I want 10% for that call out, Cap. yeah, don't worry, I'll send you that 10%. So I made 4 cents, so what do I owe you? 10% of 4? I owe you like 4/10 of a penny? All right, sounds good. Enter again, Amalek at 11, out at 12:50. My dude with the crazy callouts. All right, well, this will be good data for me. I'll go ahead and do some testing to actually figure out what the correct rates are. It's clear on my spreadsheet. This needs to be recalibrated. This is incorrect. And we'll also need to fix this as well. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just a slower day today, so not much to take in, really. One very small green trade that was forced and basically a random YOLO. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Unfortunately, market will be closed on Monday, so I won't be back until Tuesday. But yeah, it is what it is. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Stay safe.